Warning, this video contains spoilers of Donkey Kong Bonanza. So if you haven't finished the game, please click away and come back when you finish the game. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Wow! That was incredible! I just finished Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I would have to say, that was one of the best endings in a video game that I have experienced ever. It was on the same level of like quality and just cinematics as Mario Odyssey. And I would say it even exceeds Mario Odyssey's ending in a lot of ways. And honestly, this ending kind of elevated the game above Mario Odyssey for me as my second favorite game of all time. And just, wow, they finally brought him back in the best way possible. Rool is finally back, just fully, and you could tell that they knew we wanted Rool to return for so long. So he had one of the best grand entrances and just like portrayals I've seen in any game. That was the way to bring Rool back. That was perfect, I would say.
I gotta tell you, it was just absolutely surreal seeing King K. Rool return. The thing is, I may or may not have gotten Donkey Kong Bonanza a day early, so the day I got the game, I was just playing through it, wondering to see if King K. Rool would be in the game. Now, there was a comment I saw in a community post that I did saying, "We won, boys, the cope is over," which, in retrospect, it was probably referring to King K. Rool's return. But I was telling myself it could mean anything. It could mean that King K. Rool's returning, or just the cope for a new Donkey Kong's over. Although, to be fair, I think all the signs were there.
Yeah.
The thing is, with King K. Rool's return, it was very likely going to happen. This was the game to do it with. If they didn't bring back King K. Rool in Donkey Kong Bonanza, I think they just genuinely would have not brought him back. Because you have the series' grand return after 11 years. You have Donkey Kong being a major character in the Super Mario Bros. Movie. And now the theme parks. This would be the perfect opportunity to bring back King K. Rool. And if they didn't, I think it would have just meant that Nintendo wanted, you know, just to leave the character in the past.
Yeah.
But nope! He's back! King K. Rool is back!
I am so glad.
Oh my god.
I am so glad that I didn't get spoiled by this. I got really lucky and just, like, basically muted all, like, Donkey Kong stuff on all, like, social media that I used and, like, was very careful on YouTube. And this was just really impactful for me. Like, I remember when I was streaming the game earlier, like, the moment I saw the belly sticking out on the boss fight, I was like, he's back! He's back! It's like that one scene in Sonic 2. But yeah, it's like, he's back! But yeah, that was incredible.
I knew I was gonna hear him once I saw the belly, but the thing is, my friend T&D unfortunately did get spoiled. Unfortunately, it was due to like one of the thumbnails, but the thing is, even if you know King K. Rool was going to be the boss of the game, you didn't know what role he was gonna have, and oh my goodness. I could not think of a grander way to bring King K. Rool back than how they did in Donkey Kong Bonanza. Because it wasn't just like shoehorned into the end where, oh wow, it turns out that Void Kong's actually King K. Rool. No, King K. Rool was just trapped where the Banandium root was, and Donkey Kong and Pauline inadvertently let him escape. And instead of being grateful, he decides to go after the Banandium root, uses the power to give himself a powered up form. I thought that was going to be the final boss. And it was pretty difficult too, the first phase. But then, you get into the K. Rool credits, which was a really fun throwback, only for the true ending to be a return to New Donk City, where King K. Rool takes over. Oh my goodness. It's just insane.
Even if you didn't, or even if you knew that K. Rool was going to be in the game, even if you were already spoiled by that, I don't think anything would have prepared anyone for that whole sequence of just K. Rool just completely taking over New Donk City. Like, just the giant statue coming out of the ground, and then, like, the boxing arena, like, which is a throwback to Donkey Kong 64 coming up. It was like, Wow, it was like K-Rool's grand entrance after like 20 years of like not being like the main villain of Donkey Kong. That was just incredible. But one funny thing that I do want to mention is that when I was streaming the game, like when the lava was rising up and just completely taking over New Donk City, I was like, there is no way that anyone is surviving any of that. Like there has to be some magic involved there. I know that's like it's kind of like it's a cartoon game. It's like that stuff is not really important, but I just think it's funny, like just the lava just going up through the city. It's like realistically, no one would survive that.
Well, you know, Nintendo EPD Tokyo and Donkey Kong games, they like to make them as violent as possible. And that ending with Void Kong, where K. Rool literally just defeats him in one punch, and then he just explodes. That right there is not only hilarious, but it's cinema.
Yeah, you know, with Void Kong, I think he's pretty funny. He kind of, like, just with how, like, towards the end, like, right before, like, K. Rool just completely obliterates him, like, towards the end, he kind of reminds me of, do you know that one character from the Lorax movie, O'Hare? Like, he kind of reminds me of him a little bit with his personality.
Does kind of remind me of him. They're both horrible CEOs, and I gotta say, one thing about Donkey Kong Bonanza is they managed to make Void Kong as unlikable as possible. He's a very relatable character. If you've ever had a bad boss, that's definitely Void Kong.
Yeah.
So, just seeing his employees turn on him, rightfully so, that's some really cool character development. Because with Super Mario Odyssey, they kind of tried to do something with the Brutals, but the reality is it just went to, we're the Brutals, this is our occupation, we're gonna fight you, Mario, and that's it. But here, there was just so much more character development. And, funnily enough, before I reached King K. Rool, I was thinking, this doesn't feel so much like a Donkey Kong game. It kind of feels like if you could swap Wario out, it wouldn't be much different. Especially with the Feast Lair.
Yeah.
But then, it all just clicked.
Yeah, because with the enemies in the game, you see like all like the crocoids and like the ones that were kind of like the buzzoids and like all those different ones like just like flying around the batteroids, stuff like that. But all of those enemies are actually kind of like golden or skeletal versions of the Kremlings, because once you get down to like the core, like all of them like end up becoming the Kremlings there. Like it's just incredible. Like you see the like the critters instead of the crocoids, and instead of the buzzoids you see the zingers and like the claptraps. Like it is just incredible just going through there and seeing all of like the older like enemies there, like from the Kremling crew, and it's just like, we are so back. Like this is like just the true continuation of the older Donkey Kong games. It's just so amazing, like seeing all of these older designs come back. And like the thing is with them, like they didn't even like redesign them much, and they didn't need to. Like they already looked peak, and it's just like just amazing just seeing those designs like in HD and like in a new Nintendo game, in an EPD Tokyo game. It's just amazing.
I couldn't think of a grander way to bring Donkey Kong back. And you know what the best part is? This is only the beginning.
Oh yeah. Because since
they're definitely going to do more with the series.
Since K. Rool is back now, I feel like they're definitely going to make him a more important character and everything. Like, eventually, hopefully they'll add him to Mario Kart World. Hopefully he'll show up as like the main villain in like most new Donkey Kong games. And I kind of like how Bananza treated it. Like they had like one like villain before K. Rool, and then like they had K. Rool as like the main one. So I think that's what they should do going forward. Like do something original with a new villain, but also incorporate K. Rool in some way. That is how Donkey Kong Country Returns and Tropical Freeze should have handled it. Like, I really think they should have had K. Rool in some way, like, along with the other villain in the game. I mean, maybe in some cases, like, they could have had, like, K. Rool as, like, a secret boss or something like that to not overshadow the main one, but, like, I feel like Bananza handled it perfectly. I think Void Co., like, along with Void Kong, Grumpy Kong, and Poppy Kong, like, they're all, like, memorable characters. I would say they're still, even after K. Rool's reveal, they're still a lot better than what we got before with the retro games. But we got K. Rool on top of that. So it's just the perfect scenario here. So I could definitely see them doing a lot with Donkey Kong. It just seems like they're fully bringing it back. It's like coming full circle here. Like, they truly care about Donkey Kong since they're bringing K. Rool back. Like, they need the main villain back now. They need all of the characters. It just makes so much sense now. Because I could definitely see, like, a 2D Donkey Kong game happening in the near future, as well as spin-offs. I would love a spin-off where you play as K. Rool. That would be incredible.
What if they did a Donkey Kong RPG? That would be really cool.
I might cut out for a second. What did you say?
What if they made a Donkey Kong RPG?
That would be amazing. Like, maybe have either Acquire or Intelligent Systems do it. Paper Donkey Kong. Oh man, I just, like, there are so many, like, amazing ideas that they could do now that Donkey Kong is, like, basically, like, on the same level as a lot of other, like, major Nintendo franchises now. There are so many possibilities. And I'm just so happy.
When it comes to series revivals, we've seen a lot of them throughout the Nintendo Switch era. And I'll bring these up just for example. We saw the return of Metroid, 2D Metroid, specifically with Metroid Dread. We also saw Advance Wars return. We did get a WarioWare game in 2018 being WarioWare Gold, but I'm not sure if I would consider it that. But the thing is, with some of the series revivals, they don't really tend to do much for the series. I mean, sure, Metroid Dread sold pretty well for Metroid, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be on the level of Mario or Zelda. But with Donkey Kong, that's the exception, because Donkey Kong is one of the most iconic characters in all of gaming, and the Donkey Kong Country games, for the most part, are just some of the best-selling games on their respective systems. I think what happened with Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze was just unfortunate circumstances. You know, there was hype building up to it, people wanted a new Metroid, then at the Game Awards, the big announcement was Cranky Kong. Just stuff like bad publicity just overshadowed it, unfortunately, because it's the best 2D platformer ever made. I love the game. But now with Donkey Kong Bonanza, I could easily see Donkey Kong returning to being one of Nintendo's premier franchises again.
Oh, yeah.
They just needed a little bit of time to figure out what to do with the series, and I couldn't be happier with the direction it's going now.
Oh, yeah. And, like, just in general, like, they just handled it perfectly, I would say. And, like, just going back to the ending, I wanted to talk about, like, the boss fight a little more with K. Rool. I mean, like, just with that final phase there, like, in New Donk City, I feel like that was one of EPD Tokyo's best bosses, like, that they've ever made, I would say. I would say it's a lot more challenging than what you would expect. Because it actually took me 3 tries to beat. Yeah, and just with, like, because you basically have to take full advantage of all of the moves that you know, like, with, like, the different Bananza forms and things. You have to quickly switch between them. And that is just really fun to do. And, like, just everything going on. And also, King K. Rool got his own, like, Eldritch Horror version of, like, his design and everything. He goes, like, full on, like, Calamity Ganon with his design, and it's just amazing with how he looks, like, with the King of Rot. That, like that is just incredible, like, that design there. Like, it's almost like something that you wouldn't even expect to see in a Donkey Kong game. It's like, you'd expect this, you maybe expect to see it in something like a Mario RPG, or like a Kirby game, or even a Zelda game, but, like, that design for K. Rool, like, that, his final form, like, in Bonanza, is just, like, wow. That is just, like, beyond,
he looks like a mix between, like, a very powerful villain and a crackhead.
Yeah.
And I think it suits K. Rool perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah,
But the final boss, it was just insane. It was a lot harder than I could have ever imagined. And just getting into the game itself, even though I'm reviewing it, it's challenging. It's surprisingly challenging, which is great to see. And you can really just choose your own difficulty.
Yeah.
You can either use a skill too sparingly, or you could use it to its fullest potential to make the game easier. That's how you do it. That is great because you can just have the difficulty level be to your liking, and you
Yeah.
can have that Donkey Kong challenge, but also if you're a more casual player, you can adjust it to have more hearts, stuff like that. It fixes a lot of the problems I have with modern Nintendo games, where there are two main critiques I have, even with the best games. They're often too easy and don't provide options for more experienced players, or they're too short. But Donkey Kong Bonanza is neither of those things. It's
Oh,
a pretty
yeah.
lengthy game, and it's pretty challenging, and I
Yeah.
absolutely love it.
Yeah, and the thing is with Bonanza, like with its like challenge that it has, its like variable difficulty basically, it reminds me quite a lot of Thousand Year Door. I know, of course, I'm gonna bring up that comparison, but I think it makes a lot of sense because in Thousand Year Door, you have like the leveling system where you could either choose to do HP, FP, or badges. And a lot of the time, I put all of my experience points into badges, and with your badges, you could also choose to make it like easier or harder, like even like put more HP, or you could do like double pain. There's just so many things you could do in that game, and Bonanza basically feels like the 3D platformer equivalent of that, with how you like upgrade different things. So like between Bonanza and Thousand Year Door, I think that's exactly how Nintendo should handle difficulty in their games. You can make it as easy or as hard as you want it to. Like no like forced easy mode options and things. Like just bake it into the game. Like make it like a lot more seamless and make it so where people who want a challenge can get a challenge. I just think it works out perfectly, I would say.
Yeah, it's great. Oh man. You know what I'm gonna do after this discussion?
Play even more Bonanza.
I've had the game for, let's see how many days now. Like literally about 4 days, and I've already put in 25 hours.
Wow.
It's that good. I have
Yeah.
not had this much fun with a game in a very long time. This is not just a game. This is an experience.
Yeah, it absolutely is an experience. And I would say, I'm looking at my playtime here for like how long that I like played the game. I think it was almost 15 hours that it took me to beat the game, which I think is a lot. Actually, might even been longer than that. It didn't update on my like Nintendo thing. I think it was like between 15 and 20 hours. So that is
We're going for 100%, and I got more to do.
Yeah, but just beating a game takes you like 15 to 20 hours, and that is amazing for a 3D platformer, because usually it's like you'd be lucky if it was like 10 to 12 hours, like with Mario Odyssey, because Mario Odyssey, I remember, was pretty quick getting through it, like just beating the game.
Oh yeah.
But in Bonanza, there are so many things to do in the game, and take you like 30 minutes to like even an hour to get back on track if you just find a lot of things to do, like searching for Banandian gems and fossils and different things. Like, there is just so much to do in the game.
There is a ton. It's like Super Mario Odyssey, but everything is just better. The structure is better. You don't even need the Banandium gems to get through the story. So if you don't want the game to just be too many Banandium gems, like too many moons, it's not exactly that. But if you love Super Mario Odyssey, that's still there when you're 100%ing the game.
Yeah.
It's great. It's mind-blowing.
Yeah, and I remember just another thing, like just with the ending, I remember saying during the stream, I was like, I can't believe this is actually happening. Like, it just doesn't even feel real. Like that, like all of this happened. Like, just, like, not even just with the ending sequence, but just, like, a Donkey Kong game on this level of quality in a game that's this big is just incredible. Like, I can't believe it's actually happening. And then, just with Rool coming back, we're just fully back now for Donkey Kong, and I can't be happier. It is just amazing.
Yes, indeed.
But anyways, those are our thoughts on the ending of Donkey Kong Bonanza and just like spoilery stuff in general. So let us know what you think down in the comments. So anyways, thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure to go subscribe to the Meech, and make sure to check out my Discord server and Blue Sky if you want to. Stay perky!
And keep calm and Dada on.
Oh, banana.